I own a technology consulting firm. This is my second one, and I about 25 developers. And what we do is a lot of integration work and some web development, but mostly like interface and integration work. I always thought, growing up, I'd be married at 25, kids at 28, right? You just kind of think that. And once I started college, it was like, wow, it's a big bad world out here. I'd lived a very sheltered life. So when I went to state, I roomed blind. I didn't know anyone. And I was like, oh my gosh. But it was the best decision I ever made. It totally prepared me for the real world. I feel, you just went and you just dealt with it. Classes halfway across campus and rain and not a car and all the, niceties that you have growing up. Freshman year you don't have. I would suggest it to anyone. I tell people that all the time if I talk to students if they're looking at a small school versus go to a big school. It was a place where I learned so much, and I think established my base as a person and moving forward in the world. That the professors, fantastic. I went to grad school, which is great, but there's nothing that will compare to it. I worked at my dad's gas station, so this was back in the full serve days. So we were never brought up just being given something, right? Like money or whatever. We had to work for our money, chores or whatever. And then I work at the gas station, go pump gas, check oil, do windows. And I think it really taught us the value of $1. And I always said, I will make my own money, learning what I learned from my mom and dad and never have to depend on anyone else for that. And so a lot of it was money driven, but also it was, I have to be happy or true to myself. So there's been opportunities where it'd be a really lot of money, but it's not something I'm interested in. So I turned that down because I know I won't excel at that. Every company I've been with, that has been extremely important. I think that if you don't have a balance, you're not going to excel. Money's important, but it's certainly not the most important. I feel like I've been lucky to be in the right place at the right time, but I think the preparation, the stuff I've done, not based on just me doing it, but learning from people and paying attention, have put me in those opportunities where perhaps I wouldn't have been otherwise. It's very, at least in my world in technology, it's still a very male-dominated industry. You have more and more, you probably know this, women go into grad school, I think outnumber men, but still getting in executive positions, it's still, behind. To me, I just kind of go and do things. I've never been one to be, well, I'm a woman, I need to get special treatment, right? Very against that. I say just go for it. In some ways it can be an asset, right? In how we communicate, and I think that's why you see more and more women going higher. I just love it. That's why I say you've got to love what you do. I love the business. I just do. I've had support and help along the way when I needed it, but I just love what I do. And there's a certain high, I guess, that I get just when I close a big deal. Man, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, and there's no one even around.